So, Glendale, another Triple Crown event for this season. It wasn't really that exciting, I guess, because in the first 250 main was probably the most eventful race of the six, in which Levi Kitchen and then Lawrence and Hampshire were the first three to jump out of the gate. Kitchen and Lawrence exchanging positions different times, having a bit of a battle for the lead, but then Kitchen's teammate Styles Robertson crashed hard and caused a pileup in the rhythm lane. I believe it was the split rhythm lane, and he had to be brought out with the medical team. So there was a restart with Kitchen once again on the front, Lawrence again in second, and Hampshire in third once again. Kitchen then made a small mistake in the rhythm lane and let Lawrence through in the whoops. Hampshire then manages to pass Kitchen, switching lines, crossing the lines on the first corner for second position. And Enzo Lopes, after being down in the first corner, recovered up to 7th position. But in the end it was a win in the first main for Jet Lawrence. Damn, I keep on confusing the brothers' names. Jet Lawrence won, Hampshire in second, and then Kitchen in third. In the second main event, it was a great start by RJ Hampshire, followed by Kitchen and Max Volan. Volan was fighting with Kitchen for second position. He was on the move after a bad result in the first main, but in the end he didn't really make it. He didn't really pass Kitchen for second, so there was Jet Lawrence pressuring him to get back on the podium and get a shot at the win at the Triple Crown to keep a low gap in points between him and RJ Hampshire. After some laps of fighting and pressuring, Lawrence managed to pass Max Volan at the end of the start straight, the same way at the same corner where Hampshire in the first main managed to make the move on Kitchen, and nothing else happened really. So Hampshire won the second main, Kitchen was in second, and Jet Lawrence finished in third. The third main event, it was a great start by Kitchen, who took the lead, followed by Lawrence, and once again after the great start in Seattle's main event, Hunter Yoder snatched third position for the first part of the lap. So it was a great start once again by Hunter Yoder. Hampshire gets up to third position, recovering from a pretty mediocre start. Not really a bad one. He wasn't really very deep in the pack, but it wasn't where he needed to be to win the overall. So he managed to get up to third position and had a big moment in the whoops, but he managed to save it. It was off his foot were off the pegs. It was off balance, but I really don't know how he didn't crash, but he managed to save it. So good on him to save his race and the result. Kitchen then, while leading, made a mistake in the rhythm section before the split section and allowed Jet Lawrence to go through him and take the lead with the speed he carried through, and nothing else happened. So Jet Lawrence won, Levi Kitchen ended in second, and Hampshire in third. And in the overall, it was Jet Lawrence who won, RJ Hampshire in second, and Levi Kitchen in third. In the 450 then, it was a great start in the first main by Tomac, Nichols, Webb, and Roxon occupying the first four position. Webb and Roxon were already fighting for third position, but it wasn't long before they both past Nichols to begin the fight for second position. Barsha also, who didn't have the best start, began to move up the field, passing Anderson and Roxon, and moved up to third position. Sexton, recovering from a bad start, was pressuring Anderson for fifth, and really that's much that happened, because the only other thing that happened was Sexton catching up to Roxon time and time again, lap by lap, and managing just on the last corner to pass him to get fourth position in the first main. So in first place it was Eli Tomac, Webb was in second, and Justin Barsha in third in the first main. On the second main, it was kind of a different story, because Sexton had a great start and he was in the front, followed by Eli Tomac and Ken Roxon. But Sexton stalled the bike right before the double tabletop section in the triple, and while hitting the electric start on his bike, he lost some time, and Tomac managed to get by him in that time. Tomac then didn't really have the best run in the whoops. Sexton had a great drive in the whoops, so only one section later he was able to get back in the lead. And we see then Webb fighting Anderson aggressively right in the spot where Tomac and Sexton had exchanged position. Anderson not really happy with the move from Webb and the contact, so he showed him his way. He took him wide on the berm, kind of saying to him, don't play that game, I can play that too, and it's not gonna end well if we do. And so he managed to defend from Cooper Webb and send a message. Webb now fighting to defend behind Anderson from charging Justin Barsha, who was trying to get back up to the field, but he managed to defend from Barsha and keep his position. And so in the second main event, it was Chase Sexton with the win, Eli Tomac in second, and Ken Roxon on the last step of the podium. In the third main event, not really much happening. Colt Nichols getting a good start and leading the first two sections on the first lap, followed by Eli Tomac and Justin Barsha. After a good start, but Colt Nichols started to fall back down the order because he didn't really have the same pace or the pace to keep up with the top guys like Tomac, Barsha, Anderson, Webb, or Sexton. Anderson late in the race then crashed in the whoops and had a really bad crash. Looked really hurt. He struggled to stand back up and he really looked in pain. So in the end, Tomac won. Justin Barsha came in second and Sexton in third. And for the overall, we had Tomac winning this event, second place to Chase Sexton, and third and last step of the podium for the overall went to Barsha. Sexton, with that second place overall though, is crowned the 2023 Triple Crown champion. So he might not win the championship, but at least he got some kind of championship this year. So I guess it's just like kind of a consolation prize. He won something other than some race wins. I mean, we'll see. He's not really out of the fight for the title at the moment. He's pretty far back. He's 26 points back. It's a big gap to Tomac, but it's definitely doable. It's still, what, 5? Yeah, I guess it's 5 races to the end of the season, so that gap could be bridged and also overturned. So we'll see what happens next week in Atlanta. Goodbye.